Honey, is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You don't look fine.
Okay, I'm really mad at Howie. We were playing and he broke my doll.
Oh no. Well, I'm sure he didn't mean to.
I think it kind of was an accident. He did say he was sorry. But I'm still mad at him. It was still my favorite toy.
You know, honey, this reminds me a lot of a story from the Bible. Do you know the story of Joseph?
Joseph?
Yes, it happened a long time ago. Back then, there was a man who lived in the land of Canaan named Jacob, and he had 12 sons.
Whoa, that's a lot of kids.
It is. But there was one son that Jacob loved more than the others, and his name was Joseph.
Didn't he have a coat of many colors?
That's right. It was a special present from his father. Now, Joseph's brothers didn't like all of that special treatment he was getting. So one day, while they were out watching the sheep, Joseph's older brothers threw him into a hole and sold him into slavery.
Wow, that's a lot worse than breaking his toys.
It is. And Joseph was very sad. But do you know what? Joseph loved God very much. And in Romans 8:28, it says, "We know that all things work together for good to those who love God." And being sold into slavery, Joseph was taken all the way to the land of Egypt. And you know what? God looked after him. In time, he became a trusted servant, and through God's help, he was even able to hear other people's dreams and tell them what they meant. One day, Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, had 2 terrible nightmares that he could not understand. In the first dream, 7 fat cows came up out of the Nile River to graze. Then, 7 other cows came up after them. These cows were skinny and ugly, and they ate up the 7 fat cows. In the second dream, 7 healthy heads of grain were growing up on a single stalk. After them came 7 shriveled heads of grain, which swallowed up the 7 healthy heads. Joseph told Pharaoh that the 7 healthy cows and the 7 healthy heads of grain represented 7 years of plenty. These would be followed by 7 years of terrible famine, which would swallow up the land just like the 7 ugly cows and the 7 shriveled heads of grain. When Pharaoh saw that God had made Joseph very wise, he put him in charge of all of his kingdom to help them prepare for the years of famine.
Wait a minute, what does this have to do with how I'm breaking my toy?
I was just getting there. You see, when the years of famine arrived, people came from all over to buy food in Egypt, even Joseph's brothers. And who do you think they had to get the food from?
From Joseph?
That's right, and they were very afraid when they found out. What do you think Joseph did when he saw his brothers again?
He threw them in a hole?
No, he forgave them, and he invited his entire family to come live with him there in Egypt. When his brothers asked him why, he said, "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring it about that many people should be kept alive." Joseph could have held a grudge against his brothers, but instead chose to see the good in the situation and forgave them. God is very happy when we choose to forgive others instead of hardening our hearts. Colossians 3:13 says, "Bear with each other and forgive one another, and to forgive as the Lord forgave you." So, honey, what do you think we should do?
I guess I should forgive Howie. Being mad isn't fun anyway. And I know it'll make God happy.
I think it would make Howie pretty happy too. Now run along and tell him, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, as God in Christ forgave you.